Hello. How are you guys? Okay. Let's let everybody come into the room. I just want to say that, and maybe you guys knew this, maybe this was common knowledge, but I went to Walmart today, and I've been going to Walmart a lot lately. And I was like, I really want a salad. I really just want a salad. And I was like, am I going to find like proper produce and things at at Walmart? And I did. I bought even like extra accoutrement. Okay. All the Great Value brand, because I be on TikTok, right? And while I'm on TikTok, I look at the background of people's videos, and I noticed that a lot of people had Great Value in the back of their thing. And I'm like, when in Rome, and right now I'm in struggle Rome, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I went and bought everything Great Value. I bought cucumber, 4 tomatoes. I bought croutons, crispy onions, fruit punch. I don't know. I bought some other stuff. Girl, the total was $20. I was so shocked. I said $20. $20. Girl got me some high fructose corn syrup tropical punch. I had no high fructose corn syrup in a long time. And I was like, let me go ahead and get this. Is it even? Yeah, no, it's definitely high fructose corn syrup. But like, I said, this was like $1. This was like $1, like 74 or something ridiculous. I said, I would have normally paid $3 for this. $3 and some. Oh yeah, it definitely tastes like fake. No, this tastes false. Okay. This tastes false. Lies. It tastes like lies. Lies and sugar. Where's my phone? Okay, hold on, let me go get my phone. Okay. But the salad dressing I got from Whole Foods, because my neighbor had a little gathering a couple Saturdays ago, and he found this like zesty jalapeno. I'll just show you. It's red jalapeno and lime vinaigrette. Y'all, this was delicious. This was delicious. And I've been fantasizing about this salad dressing, but I didn't want to get the Whole Foods salad. You know what I mean? Because Whole Foods be acting like salads aren't even grown on the planet. The way that the pesticide-free Whole Foods thing is, they act like they grow this on Mars. And they can't. If I were to do the same thing, if I were to buy the same exact items from Whole Foods, even using the 365 brand, I definitely would have spent at least $30. Definitely. Anyways, that salad dressing was $5. It was expensive. You're on time. Hello, welcome in. Anyways, I made myself a little beverage. With my high fructose corn syrup juice. This tastes so. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I expect a little bit more flavor, sabor. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's because it has rum in it that I'm not tasting the sweetness. Oh, maybe it'll get there. Okay, anyways. Hello. I missed you guys. How art thou? I know you guys heard that Ducky Sweeties had last episode on Sunday. Thank you for those of you who have supported the whole time, but also thank you to those of you who supported Docu Sweeties and still are here supporting Just Call Me Wah. I appreciate that a lot. I know there was a lot of crossover. Oh, that's Gato. I said, who opened my bedroom door? I said someone done let the devil in. It's because I'm about to. It's because I just finished watching the Merrifields and talking mess about them, and then my door just opened. Who saw it? I wish I could do instant replay. Did anyone see this door just open? Anyways. So the devil is here. The devil is here. That's what I said. Okay, let's say hi to people. Hi, Joslo. How you doing? Hello, Yazel. How you doing? Hey, Miss Lady. How you doing? Chantal. Hello. Yes, Miss Paris. That's a beautiful picture, Miss Paris. Who else? Hello, Shay Evans. I don't like the way they've changed everybody's name to like their email. I think you should be able to tell me what your real name is. Saraya. Joy. I'm assuming that's you, Joy. I'm assuming that's you. Because it's a J with gray around it. I'm assuming. Hello, Steady. Oh, you're welcome, Mama. All right. Anyways, what time is it? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my little pen and pad out. You know, I gotta keep record like a good. Gotta get my timestamps ready for my replay gang. I'm sure they truly appreciate all the time I take to make sure that they feel supported. Okay, so start. Chloe and Jay. Manon. Madeline. Glenn and Pattiya. Who else? Oh yeah, Greta. You, Mimi lady, how you doing? Oh, I have one thing to add. I got one thing to add. So let me add it now. Let me add it now. Oh, okay, where is it? I took a video of it on my telefono, and then I need to send it from my telefono to my computadora. Perfect. And it's on my computadora. I drag it over to the StreamYard. Didn't work. Okay. Now I hit this. I go upload. I hit that. It's going to download. Vision's going to get blurry. Okay. It uploaded. Not a fan of the YouTube update. Me either, girl. Yes, it's me. I don't know where the extra stuff comes. To be honest, they doing the most. Oh, Becca Kitty Meow Meow. I have to fight him on the daily. I come home, the skirt off the tree is on this side, the Santa, and I got a lot of Santas. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Santas, and 2, 3, 4 nutcrackers in the house. I got a nutcracker standing at the door on the outside because you know what I'm saying. Got a nutcracker outside my door, and he messing with all my stuff. Every time I come home, there's a Santa on the ground. And I'm like, you ain't got nothing else to do. You ain't got nothing else to do than to mess with all of my hard-earned decorations. I've already, half of the tree don't even have decorations on it. I only put decorations from half the tree up. And I can just see him here by himself, just like leaping from the ground, trying to catch all my ornaments. Little rude self. This little rude self. Okay. He's rude. I have a rude cat. Okay. Hi Bob. How are you? Miss CC. How you doing? Okay, let's get started at top of the minute, which would be at 14. You, Mimi lady, how you doing? If you follow me on on TikTok, you will get that reference. So go check me out on TikTok and just call me Wah. Okay, 6 seconds. Everyone prepare. Get your stations. Chop, 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 chop. We're getting. Hey everyone. My name is Wah. Melanated. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated. Welcome to my recap. My name is Wah. I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, Seeking Sister Wife, and the rest. So if you are interested in that content and you would like to meet with me every Tuesday to chat through it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you get the hee ha-has while watching this and you want to give your girl a tip, you could do so with the option scrolling below. And hello to you guys that are on Facebook. I forget Facebook is here because sometimes you guys are just all replay gang, but hello. Share this video on any social media platform. Introduce them to your friends. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube, which is the most important platform. And let's jump in and get this party started. So we were talking about 90 Day Fiance, season 7. Oh, The Other Way. That's what it's called. I was like, why does it just say 90 Day Fiance? 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, season 7, episode 13. I don't read French. I really have not been understanding the titles, and I think they've confounded me on purpose. So I'm gonna. Is it J'ai? No, I don't read French. I don't understand French's language's rules. So anytime I try to read something that's French, it always comes out wrong. So I'm not gonna do it. Speaking of the French, let's just go ahead and start with Manon and Anthony. 15. All right, so for Manon and Anthony is now a part of another harebrained scheme. And we know next episode will be another harebrained scheme. But so last episode, he decided to take her to a farm to eat her favorite cheese. She was not with it. Okay. This time he wants to do something that's like sexy and fun or something. And so he decides that because they've had this running joke of him just becoming a mime when they move to Paris, if he's unable to figure out his like situation or be able to get a job, he decides that he's going to take mime lessons for an hour and then show up in a space where her and Benjamin will be and just start miming and surprise her. The girl gets the ick, y'all. The ick is very real. She is not interested in what is going on with her husband in Paris miming on the streets. Now, I get that that's like a thing that, at least from the Americans' perspective, that we have been fed as a thing that happens in France. How popular mimes actually are in France, who knows? How much the French love mimes, who knows? I wonder what the equivalent is. Like, is there like a thing that the Europeans think like happens in every space of the US? I mean, well, I only think of mimes as being in like the big city, but like, is there like a thing that happens? Is it kind of like, yeah, I'm walking here? Is it that? Is it, is the mime the same thing as like the angry, like Italian white guy walking down the street who's walking here? Like, is that the same? Like, what is what? I wonder what the thing is, because Manon is not impressed. And I don't think, normally I'm like, I'm on her side. And the thing is, though, I'm not on her side. I think I'd be very frustrated if I was already frustrated with my husband and he decides to pretend like he's going to be an out of work actor or an out of work clown or a street peddler as like a joke. Hee hee ha ha. I would be pissed. So, but yeah, she's, walking in town square with the baby, and she sees him and she's like, "What are you doing, Anthony?" And he's like, "This was supposed to be fun and sweet and romantic." And she's like, "It's not. This is not a joke. I am uncomfortable with this. No, this is not what I want. This is not what it is. This is not what it's supposed to be. You are joking around. I am already stressed to the nines, and you're talking about being a clown." And he's like, "Mime." And she's like, "Clown." Okay. Oh wait, what does he say? This someone doing card tricks in Times Square. Okay. Yeah. Or like the I mean, maybe they don't show this on TV, but like the halal man in Times Square is like wild. He's everywhere. Oh yeah, the performers in Hollywood. Okay, yes. So so oh my God. So if I was living abroad with somebody and then my husband was like, "Oh my God, we got to move to America so you can be happier, and we're going to move back to LA where you're from, and you know what, if all else fails, I'll just be Batman on Hollywood. I'll just be Batman on Hollywood Boulevard. You know what I mean? In between La Brea and Vine, right in front." And I'd be like, "Ha ha 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 ha." And then I show up and he's on Hollywood and Vine in a Batman outfit. Oh, murderation. Murderize. Me done. This relationship de done. Me gone. Me gone. Murderation. Like, I can't even explain to you if he were to be Batman in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater. Mickey Mouse? Minnie Mouse? Somebody call the police immediately. A crime is about to be committed. Call the police. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's wild. Even if it was like, "Oh, tee hee hee," I'd be like, "Tee hee hee, go to the bathroom, take that shit off right now. And let's go get some Chinese food around the corner, because that Chinese food spot around the corner is the whole all." Oh my God. Nothing cute or funny about it. Girl, it'd be too much. Too much. Where are my even notes? I I wasn't even looking at my notes, girl. That was just off the dome. Where are my notes? What else happened in this bloody episode? Because that just made me mad. The Batman. Oh no. Dressed up like a mime to show whimsy love. She's not into it and she gets the ick. Dressing like a clown in the streets is not her thing. That is what I wrote. And that's all there is. Yes. Okay, so moving on to our next couple. Let's talk about Chloe and Johny. I'm gonna tell you right now, I want these people off of my screen so bad. I don't care at all about them, and I think it's such a silly storyline. They're not gonna last. It's like I just sometimes the couples that they get for it are just too good to not have on TV. And sometimes the couples are real. And then you have boring couples who are not good enough to be on TV. And that is what Chloe and Johny are. They are a waste of my time. Because not only are they not going to last, not only is this relationship just doomed, but then the thing that's supposed to be shaking us about is the fact that she's used to being taken care of by her mother, and then her mother doesn't want her to stay. Is that the storyline? Is that it? Is that the crux? I just hate okay. Okay, it's fine. So anyways, mom comes out to the balcony because they're at her hotel. They're not at his house. They're at her hotel. And she's like, um, who wants to go running? And homegirl's like, absolutely not gonna go. So Johnny's like, I'm ready to go. And then in her confessional, she's like, yeah, I shouldn't have told my mom about Johnny's cheating. And we have already established that the man didn't cheat on her, that they were not exclusive. They weren't exclusive in the beginning of their time spending time with each other. And so he went to Florida to hang out with somebody else, being messy, putting it on social media, so she finds out and gets upset. But she gets upset because she's a child. I would be upset too as an adult if I started dating somebody in a foreign country and then I came home. We didn't make any like indefinite plans of us like being together, but we had a lot of sex the last time we were together. And like we talked about keeping in contact and I would come back and visit him. And then all of a sudden I see that he's in Florida with some other biddy. Would I be upset? Absolutely. But I'm going to do one of two things: not say anything because that's not my man, my man, my man, my man. Or two, break up with him because I now know he's a slut and I don't want that dirty pee. I don't want that dirty peen. So those are my options. Never would I ever confront him and be like, you cheated on me. And then never would I ever tell anyone in my life, especially my mother, who doesn't approve this relationship. Do I have? No. So like, and how many times have we seen that trope where you tell your parent too much information and your parent feels like they have to be your white knight riding in to save you by calling out your partner? And as we've discussed ad nauseum, DocuSweeties and this channel, that when you do that as a parent, it shows that you don't truly respect your child. So there's just too much going on. Anyways, so they go for a run and she confronts him about it. And she's like, well, there is some, she sounds like the Kennedys. She's got that thick Boston accent. And she's just like, so what are we going to talk about in regards to the cheating? And I'm like, are you running for office? What? In regards? Like, what are we going to? And she's just like, I don't feel comfortable leaving my daughter here. It's wicked hard to leave my daughter here in regards to the cheating. Wicked hard. Like, it is too much for me to listen to this woman talk. And mainly it's because I don't know that I've ever heard a Boston woman with that accent. I've heard of Boston men with that accent. And so to me, I'm like, oh, that's what men sound like in Boston. But then for her to be like, with regards, and I was like, okay, President Kennedy, thank you. And he's like, well, we weren't together then. And he's just like, that's crazy that she told you. And the mother's just like, well, I feel like he's just telling me what I want to hear. And I'm like, of course. He's not going to tell you, yeah, you know what? I'm just trying this thing out with Chloe. I really don't know what's going to happen. She's already getting on my nerves. And I feel like she's too spoiled for me. And that's kind of annoying. But I do just want to see her suffer and kind of, break her back a little bit. I feel like Johny wants Chloe to be brought down to reality. And the mother does too. And so that is where these two basically align, in my opinion, that they both want Chloe to learn a lesson. When it doesn't work out with Chloe, he's going to say that she's too jealous and that she wasn't willing to work hard enough to live in Aruba. When it doesn't end up working out, the mother's going to say, well, she shouldn't have moved to Aruba in the first place, being with a philanderer who's sleeping with God knows how many women. As well as, I told you so. You couldn't do it on your own because you're not used to making your own money. That is what these two are aligned on. Whether or not Johny will admit that on the surface, they do not want Chloe to succeed in this because they want to be able to tell her, I told you so, for their own separate reasons. He's too grown to know that to think that this is going to work with Chloe. He's like, go on ahead and move to Aruba then. That's fine. I'll still have sex with you up until I'm not. And then you'll go home and I'll continue to have sex with other foreigners until I'm 78 years old. Thanks. That's my life. Like it's It's crazy. Okay, so the mother's like, "I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving." I'm not doing the accent right, but I'm leaving tomorrow. And so just want to make sure that you're okay. And Chloe's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine, mom. I can do it by myself. I'm so fine. I'm fine." So Chloe does say though that she doesn't know if she's making the right decision because she feels guilty, but she's just gonna try it out, and that's where I'm at with it. I'm okay with a girl or a boy or whomever, a person going to a foreign country just seeing if it's going to work. I'm absolutely not opposed to that. The only time it poses a problem is if that foreigner has a child and you owe something to that child. You can't just be traipsing off around the world to go be with somebody that you love in another country. But if you do not have any children, go and see if it's going to work in that other country with that person. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, I could think of the worst that could happen, but like, just don't go live in those countries where you might be chopped up somewhere with a machete left in the mountains. Go someplace where, people will be able to track you. And see what it's like. And then if it doesn't work, come home. Just come home if it doesn't work. Like, it's fine. So, but that's not what I'm interested in 90 Day Fiance. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's fine that this is what she wants to do. It's just not what I'm interested in watching in 90 Day Fiance. I feel like if she was on like Match Me Abroad, maybe I would care. Even then, I don't think I would. But I that's another show. Like, let her be on like Hot or Not, Aruba or somewhere. She needs to be on a different show. I don't want to see a 23-year-old American on 90 Day Fiance. Don't want to see it. Not at all. All right. Hey, Hard to Know. Hey, Busola. Welcome in. Yeah, why are we fighting? There's nothing on the line here. Chloe's too young to learn the lesson, in my opinion. She was brought up spoiled. And the thing is, though, like, what? Okay, not challenging you specifically, Isel, but like, what does spoiled mean? What does that mean? I feel like that. I feel like you're not the only person who said this. So you're just triggered a thought, Isel. So I'm not specifically talking about you and what you said. People use that term often, especially when you have a little baby and you like hold your little baby and they're like, "Oh, put her down. You're gonna spoil her." So what? The only time it becomes a problem is when you then want someone else to take care of your child. Then it's like, "Oh no, I'm not taking care of this child because she wants to be held all the time." That's your burden. You made the choice, so like that's your burden. But like oftentimes, I think every kid comes out differently. There's this like magic idea that if you withhold from your child, then they'll be a better person. And if you give them everything, then they're going to grow up not thinking life should be hard or not having a compass or whatever. And I just think that had less to do with the amount of things you give them and the way you rear them. I think you can raise a very like sensitive, kind, and like genuinely sensitive, kind, nice person and still don't make them suffer for things. Like if you wanted to have them work for things and like have them like get good grades or do certain chores or like have certain achievements in life before they get something big, super. Like I think that helps them too. But I mean, just the idea of like Johny saying that she's just spoiled and she doesn't know. Would we all not want to spoil our child? Like spoil is such a weird word to me because when it's on food, it's bad. It's like spoiled food is rotten. You throw it away. And so I think when you put that on people, it's a weird way to describe someone and it's often done negatively. Like, oh, that person is spoiled. They're bad. Again, Yazelle, I'm not talking about you. Don't like, no. So, agree, but did she ever hear the word no? Yeah, like, but that's on her mama. And her mama's trying to get her home. So, like, if Chloe thinks that she's going to be okay outside of the US by herself and be able to do it, like, let her try. I don't see any reason. Like, I think her mom trying to like stop her is weird. I just don't see any reason for her to not be able to just run around and do whatever she wants to do, especially if her mother's like, "Oh, I'm not going to finance it. Do what you want to do. I'm just not going to finance it." And that is perfectly fine. I think she'll learn a lot of hard lessons but a lot of good lessons she'll learn from it. She can only grow from it. And so I guess that's what I'm thinking. All right. So anyways, hey Jasmine, welcome to the chat. I'm so grateful that my older son is humble enough. He lives a wealthy sort of life with his dad and his yeah. I mean, sometimes you just don't know. Like, I honestly think I'm borderline awful now. I'm a kind person, but I'm not nice. I was talking to my therapist about it. And when she said it to me, I was like, oh. And she was like, don't worry. She's like, kind usually goes a lot longer because nice people can be nice to put up a front. She's like, you're not going to be nice, but you will always be kind and do things from the heart when you're feeling like it, but you're not going to front and you're not going to fake. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. But yeah, like, I just think that like, sometimes you look at with people who have that humility. I feel like if I had a modicum of money, if my dad could afford to do, I would, and it's only because I've had to make my own money that I think I'm ashamed because I know the hard work that gets put into it. But girl, don't let me make some money. I'll be out here like Flyana Boss, okay? I'll be out here. Out. Louis Vuitton. Give me that bag. Give me 3 in every color. Just kidding. Just kidding. But I think that I could be a nightmare. I think I could be. Who knows? All right. Let's move on to Madeline and Luca. No, that's not his name. Madeline and Luke. So these two, they have been fighting the whole 3 hours to guapate. I didn't write it down. Guapate. Guatepa. I didn't write it down. Starts with a G, ends with a like te. And they finally get there, and she's like, "You can't even get my bag. You can't even carry my bag, Luke." Oh, my nails are long. Just so you're tracking. I can't even get my bag. Why can't you do it in my bag? So she does that, and he is like frustrated with her. He gets in the house and he's like, girl, what are we doing? Like, we don't like each other. You're obviously like going through it and we've been fighting the whole time and I don't want to do this. And she's like, it's because you know my past. Like, I have to take care of myself. And now that I'm older, I said older, the way she talks about her like her recent youth is almost as like she's like 35. The girl has just hit 20. And she's like, when I was a kid, I had these many problems. And now I'm no longer a kid. Then when I grow up, it's different because men, they lie and they cheat and they do all many things. And then she's like, now that I'm a full adult, I'm like, girl, it's only been 20 years. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, explain to me what you're talking about. You are still a child. And the fact that you've lived so much life in 20 years is sad, and that sucks for you. But let me tell you, boo-boo, you got at least 50 more years ahead of you. I'm gonna bless you to get to 70 years old. You have 50 years ahead of you. You are only at the beginning of the not youth. It is crazy that she said that. I was like, what words are coming out of your mouth right now? And so he hugs her and he tells her that she's gonna be okay. And I'm like, oh, he's a captain. Because then he's like, you don't have to be, hard on, you don't have to do all this. You can let go and let me love you. You should let me love you. Let me be the one to show you everything you want and need. Baby, good love and perfect. You know what I mean? Because he's a captain saver. And he wants to take care of her. And she's like, you don't have to tell me over how you pay my rent and my bills. You act so superior. Now, here's something new from the desk of Madeline. Vamos a decirle a todas que lo tiene muy chiquito, que no. Es muy chiquito. The question was, why did you and Luke break up? And she says, es muy chiquito. Was like, dang. Miss Nutella Fingers and Puppy Hoarder needs to hush. Girl, read her. Read her. Read her. Read. No, these people are nightmares. They need to stop torturing each other and us. They need to stop torturing each other. Is this not their like third 90-day fiance? It feels like it. If it isn't their third, it's their second, and it feels too long, feels too much. I'm done with them. I'm done with them. I want no more of it. Go get off my screen. Get off of my screen. Okay. Let's move on to Pattiya and Dylan. The reason why I move on to them is because I think the last couple is really interesting. So Pattiya and Dylan, girl, they go camping and she's like, in the rain. And I thought that sounds lovely. And then when I saw that tent, I was like, that doesn't sound lovely. The tent needs to be bigger. So I watch a lot of like things on TikTok. There's a lot of rabbit holes I've gone down. And on one of them, I don't know why it's always a woman who I would think is Chinese. I'm not sure where she is, but they have a woman. She has a Jeep of some kind. She goes into some place where there's like pebbles on the ground. It's a camping area. And she's there and she starts to blow up this tent that attaches to her car. And the tent is like a 3-bedroom apartment. It's like there's the first space, there's the second space, and everything in it she blows up. She opens up all her little doodads and gadgets, and she like fries her little mushroom with her little soy sauce and her meats. She eats that. Her little puppy's running around. You know what I mean? It's like a whole situation that I see. And so in my mind, going camping in the rain means that you have that entire situation. And that's not the situation they had. She was like, I don't know what to do. Are there instructions? And he's like, no, babe, there's no instructions. But she's being a good sport about it. And I was interested in it. I was like, it seems like a great time. Now, she does mention that he actually apologized to her in the car on the way home from his mother's house to say, yes, I lied to you. My bad. That's my bad. My mom never said that about you. And so the whole time she's like, I hated this woman because of that comment, and it's not even true. And he's like, yeah, my bad, babe. And she's like, and I chose to forgive him because I just wanted to move on. And I was like, no, that's not because the amount of hate that you still feel for Joe is still palpable. So Joe calls and she's like, hey, how you guys doing? And, Pattiya's like, it's crazy for your mom to call you every day. And I thought to myself, I don't think it's crazy for the mom to call him every day. Now, if they talk like 5 times a day, that's crazy. That feels a little like codependency. Mom should get some friends. But if they're talking, like, I don't see any reason. If that were his sister, and he were to talk to his sister every single day, would there be an issue? You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that sometimes the way that folks want to police the way that other people interact with their family is very peculiar to me. I don't think it's anything wrong with talking to your sibling, your friend, your family. Or if that was his best friend, like, is there someone that she thinks it's okay to talk to every day and someone that she doesn't think to talk to every day? Like, even if that was his best friend, his mom is his best friend, and he talks to her several times a day. Like, so what? Why can't you talk to his best friend all the time? Now, give me more evidence than just talking to them all the time. Because the mom could just be like, I imagine this like older lady who's like, hello, Dylan. This is the wrong accent. I just saw on the telly that your favorite footballer is dating your favorite model. Did you see this? And he's like, no, mom, I didn't see it. I'll send it to you, love. Okay, bye-bye. And then she calls maybe 2 hours later and she's like, hello, Dylan. I just took a pot roast out. Would you and Pattiya like to come tomorrow? Okay. All right. Great, great, great. Love you. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, hello, Dylan. Just wanted to call and let you know that the TV antenna's not working right now. You know what I mean? Like, what's the problem? That's his family. That's his family. I don't see anything wrong with that. If it was your mother, would you be like, I don't have that. But if my dad called me 3 times a day, I wouldn't be upset. And I wouldn't want my partner to be upset. Like, now, I think where the problem is that he tells her too much about his personal life with Pattiya. If they're just talking about the footballer and the pot roast and the TV antenna, then like, who cares? But if he's like, Mom, Pattiya touched me, like, then it's like, no. No. No, can't with mamas like that. It depends on the relationship. Because think about it. If it was his grandmother, like if somebody talked to their grandmother every day, would you be upset with them? You don't know how long them people got left on the earth. You got to talk to them folk every day. It's hard when your partner is linked up with their parents so much like that, you feel like an outsider in your own relationship. Okay, if it's toxic, okay, but there is nothing that we have seen so far that would lead me to believe that the relationship with his mother is toxic. If they're going camping somewhere and the mother wants to call to see if they get home okay, or they got there okay and they set everything up okay, I personally don't see anything wrong with that. If my dad wants to check in with me to make sure that I got up the mountain okay, even though I'm an avid camper and he wants to check in on me, I will allow it. I will allow it. That's what I'm saying. So she starts to be like, how come you talk to your mom all the time? I'm just like, Pattiya, girl, just let that one go. Let it go. Sorry if you can hear every swallow I'm making right now. Dylan is problem, but continues to make it seem like it's the women. Dylan is the problem. He's not trustworthy. They need to separate. She needs to go home to the US, enter a 55 community, install a stripper pole. Hard to know. That's hilarious. I think that she would get her bills paid if she would just go into her community with a man her age who had money. Absolutely. I'm not saying going into a community space. Those men don't have money. I'm saying go find her a vibrant 60-year-old who has money, who wants a younger gal who can still shake her thing. Pattiya could get a trick. There's a market for her. There's a market for her. The way TLC portrays Mama is like she's right in their business. Yeah. You know what? What does this one say? What does it say? You right, Wah, but I don't know. I just feel like she never let him grow up. My ex-husband was weird and awkward. Yeah. Okay, I get you. Okay. Let's move on to Greta and Matthew. We got to talk about them. We got to talk about Greta and Matthew, guys, because I don't agree with Greta, and I feel very conflicted about it. Okay, so we start out with them, and so we know last episode she told him that she didn't want to have kids, and they were in the apple orchard hanging out with pigs, and he was shocked and taken aback because they have had conversation about the names of their children. And so it seems really awkward that she's just like, yeah, I don't know that I want to have kids. And remember, guys, one of our first scenes with her is her friends telling her that they were worried that she would go to England and overthink, that she would just get anxious and overthink. And I feel like in real time, we're watching her do this. So I do not know the timeline. Like, I don't know what the timeline is. That is when they met, when they got engaged, how long between engagement and moving to the UK. We don't quite understand the timeline. I don't quite understand it. So if you do, drop it down below. And I actually don't know how long she's been in the UK right now, like at that filming. I don't know how long from the time he didn't make room for her in the cottage to the conversation where they're having vegan shepherd's pie. I do not know how long it's been. Okay. So she is talking to her friend. She decides to contact the best friend circle. Only one girl can jump on video chats. That one girl jumps on the video chat. And she starts to explain to the one girl, like she would a therapist, about how she's feeling. And how, first of all, she got bit by a pig. That's number one. And she's like, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not. I can't be around a creature that would hurt me, whether or not they meant to or not. Like, Gato scratched me earlier on in our relationship. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that you can do something to me, even though it's an accident or you didn't do it on purpose to hurt me or whatever, because there's no malicious intent. But like, I cannot teach you not to do that to me again. It will happen again. Because you cannot teach certain animals not to do certain things. They have instincts, and they don't. That is what separates us. Is the instinct thing not to understand. So I will get scratched again, and I'm upset about it for my future self. Anyways, so she's like, it's okay. And she has like painter's tape wrapped around her finger. She tells her friend that for the last 6 months, it has not been the same. And she says that she was studying for the bar in the last 6 months, which is, again, confusing, because you studied for the US or whatever state bar. Where's she from? Nebraska? Where's she from? Oklahoma. You studied for the Oklahoma State Bar within the last 6 months, and now you're in a completely different country where you're going to have to take more testing to be a solicitor. You know what I mean? Like, she says that for the last 6 months, because she was studying so hard for the bar, that she kind of disconnected from Matthew in a way. And so she didn't really like trust her instinct that things had changed between her and Matthew, because she's like, oh, I've been busy for the last 6 months. So let me go there and let me like see how things are. And when she got off the train, that she was happy to see him, but there was no sparks. And then she says that he's really sweet and kind, because after she broke the news to him that she didn't think she wanted to have kids anymore, because of the type of advocacy that she wanted to do, he said, it's okay, babe. Like, I, of course, love you regardless of whether or not you want to have my children, the things that we've said we wanted to do forever and I've wanted and my family wants it, but it's okay. I choose you. And that still was like, heartbreaking. And then she decides that they have sex, and the sex is not good. The sex is not good for her. She's like, it just wasn't what I needed to be. And her friend she says to her friend, you know what? Things have changed between me and Matthew, and I could be with him and things would be fine. And her friend says, you don't deserve fine. You deserve something more than fine. And this is where I get confused. Because as far as I'm led to understand, is that one, most people are in relationships that are just fine. Two, what's wrong with being just fine? Because you're not always going to find sparks and be on the top of the hill with that person the whole time. Because if that were the case, then there would be so many people not married right now. Now, who's to say that those people are miserable or not miserable? I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that if she says that she's found somebody who shares her love for animals, animal advocacy, who shares her love for being a vegan, who has so much in common with and had such a great time with, would you give that up because the last 6 months of studying for the bar you disconnected? do not people disconnect? Are not relationships kind of up and down? Like maybe you might be super in love with your husband or your spouse for X amount of time. And then maybe you're not in love with them, but you still love them. But you're not like like I guess I just always thought that relationships were ups and downs, and it's how you kind of persevered and loved and respected each other through it that made it what it was. Because in the middle, I think, especially if you have kids and you have things, oppositions, like it's going to be difficult. But isn't that the point, to like go through those things and come out of it? I guess there's never been a situation besides fairy tales where someone's like, we've been in love the whole time and it's been awesome the whole time. So I feel like there's just like a little bit of room for her to not be all entangled with him. She's like, I used to send him nudes. I used to flirt with him, but now I don't send him nudes. I don't flirt with him anymore. And I'm like, yeah, maybe because you're just like not hard up for him right now. But what if it comes back? But anyway, so she decides that she's going to make him a shepherd's pie, a vegan shepherd's pie. And to me, shepherd's pie is basically vegan, except for the meat that's in it. And it's not like there's meat throughout every single space of it. It's like potatoes. Sorry, it's potatoes. It is, I think it can be corn, but maybe not corn for the London version. So it's really just like that. Maybe if you put a cheesy crust on top, and then like if you wanted meat, you could put that in there, but you could easily substitute the meat portion for like oyster mushrooms, or like, I don't know, you should watch Tabitha Brown make vegan food. She makes some good vegan food. But there's like some vegan, non like soy vegan options, vegetables that you could put in the center of it instead of the ground beef. But she's crying the whole time while she's making this food. And I'm like, I can't eat food if you've been crying over it the whole time. That's like you I mean, saying like, whoever is making my food, I want them to have joy in their hearts when they're making it for me, because I can't eat your tears. I can't eat your despair. I can't eat your sadness. I don't want it. Take this away. Take that plate away. That was a sad plate of food. He gets home and she's crying over some, food, and he's like, what's wrong? And she's just like, nothing. I'm just like, I'm really emotional. Just like, and I'm like, oh, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare for me. I can't, no. Like, I'm fine. I just really hate being here and I'm so sad. And like there's a camera, like there's like several cameras in the place, and there's like 8 people in this little space, and I'm crying my eyes out while I make you food. He knows something is up. I know that we as the audience forget that the camera crew is there, but this girl is fully crying while cooking a shepherd's pie in front of 8 people. You think a producer hasn't asked her what's wrong? It's okay. Yes, I'm fine. It's like I'm a little overwhelmed. I would have immediately pulled her aside. If I were Matthew, we would not have filmed the scene. I'm sorry, you guys have to go. My spouse is going through it. And she was going through it because she's like, I hate cooking in a kitchen that's not my own. I don't know where anything is. And I thought to myself, I thought they moved. I thought they moved out of the cottage and were living someplace by themselves. So I was confused because I don't know why I thought they had their own place, but they don't. So she's trying to make this food. I guess his parents have decided to step away while she makes this food. Who knows where they are? And they sit down, and it's like from the beginning, she's like, I hope this tastes good. And I'm like, girl, you didn't taste this? You've been crying in this man's food, getting him all this negative energy, and you ain't even taste it? And then also, did you guys notice that she kept saying vegan mint? I'm sorry, is mint not already vegan? Is there a process that happens with mint to where it becomes unvegan? Do they like slather it in like bacon juice or like bacon oil? I was confused as to what vegan mint was. Maybe she was saying vegan mints. I don't know, but it was a lot. So anyways, she makes it, it's good, and she's like, you deserve someone and so she's talking to him, and she's like, you deserve someone who's gonna love you. And he's sitting there staring at her, and I'm like, Matthew, girl, you know where this is going. We all think we know where this is going. Until she's like, I don't think I love you anymore. And we're all like, after 6 months? Just 6 months of studying for the bar, you gonna tell this grown man who you've moved across the world for that you don't think you love him anymore? You fell out of love with him? What did he do? You fell out of you don't I mean, like, listen. You don't love it takes a lot for me to not love. If I love you, if you were in my spirit and my heart, like, maybe I'm annoyed with you. Maybe we need some space, but I'm never gonna tell somebody I don't love them anymore. That's a lot. That's a lot. It would take a lot for me to not love somebody anymore. And I thought to myself, did you ever really love this man? He's like, oh wow. Like, he's completely taken back. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's crazy that you said you don't love him anymore. How long has it been? That's why I need the timeline. She's like, just for I'm like, for the last 6 months, that's it. After in the beginning, you felt like this man was everything, and you used to send nudes to him, and now you've moved there, and because he didn't give you a little piece of drawer and like make some room in the closet for you, and didn't have a home ready, like you. No, this is fear talking. This is fear. She is making a terrible choice. And for her friend to support this choice and say you don't deserve fine, I'm not saying you should settle for mediocrity, but I think that her and Matthew's relationship is better than just fine. And this sounds like someone who had thought that she would never be in a relationship and never find somebody who was on the same level as her. And she finds him. And because while she's studying for the bar, she no longer wants to send him nudes. And when she gets to England and starts to have, like, really crazy, anxious, negative thoughts, she breaks up with him and then tells the man she don't love him no more. Let me see what y'all are saying, because I am very confused. I'm very confused. Okay, mincemeat. Great. I thought she was saying mint because I was like very confused. And then it's like when she said, I was like, yeah, she's super awkward, and like I don't think she knows what she's saying or doing at the moment. She didn't love him in the first place. She loved the Downton Abbey idea of him. I'm like, that's crazy. I felt like those Love is Blind breakup scenes that gives very uncanny valley vibes. Like, that's wild to me. She is a broken spirit. She loves his family, not him. It is crazy. LOL, the Downton Abbey idea of him. Yes, that is my show. That is my show too. Not Danish Deception. I don't know what I've seen. I've been seeing the Danish Deception. I don't know what that is. I got to look it up. But like, Nikki Starr was talking about it. Nikki Starr TV. I was like, what is she talking about? But like, I'm like, did you ever really love him, Greta? Or is your childhood trauma and whatever trauma you got going on in your spirit so strong that it's making you run, and not only run, but tell this man you never loved him? Because what I fully can get, this is what I fully can get, because I think this would be me too. If I moved across the world to be with somebody and they didn't make space for me in their home, I felt her with that. You didn't make space for me in your home. I felt it. And it's only because I grew up in a space where I felt that a person didn't want me there. And the way that it would manifest, or the way that I felt that they would show it to me, was by telling me I couldn't leave my things outside of my own domicile. And even in my own domicile, I couldn't have them be how they wanted. Like, it just felt like when I was living with my parents growing up, that it's like I couldn't leave my shoes by the front door, but everybody else could leave their shoes by the front door. If I had a coat on and I took my coat off and I put it over the couch, you got to put your coat away. Like, it always felt like I wasn't allowed to like be in the space, which is why I think sometimes I'm messy, because I'm like, I just want to like be in the space. I just want to like be able to leave this thing here and not have somebody yell at me or like whatever. So for me, when you don't create space for me in your space, it makes me feel unwanted. So I get that. But to let that and maybe some other misunderstandings predicate or like affect the way that I feel so much that I don't even give it a year with this man. How long has she been in the UK? And he says it. He's like, I don't think you've given us enough time. If it's only been 3 months and she's already like, I don't think I love you anymore, girl, I get it. The family was talking about you having kids and you're like, hey, I don't know. Like, but to turn to that man and tell him that you deserve somebody who loves you and I don't love you anymore is crazy work. And even in her confessional, like, which is obviously filmed afterwards, she seemed very level-headed and she seemed very much like, yeah, like, I just fell out of love with him and I don't think that it was the right move for me. And I want something that's gonna not have any adversity in it. I want to be in a relationship that I guess where I don't have to study for 6 months through the bar, and that I still want to send him nudes afterwards. So listen, and I'm not saying that she's not allowed to feel how she wants to feel, but based on the facts and the evidence provided, it feels a little short-sighted. Based on what she said her reasoning is, I don't feel like it's a right move for her. Now, if something else comes up, if she's just really like, yeah, I've lived here for a year and we've only had sex 4 times, and the 4 times that we've had sex has been shitty, go on ahead and go home, girl. I get you. High five. You give it your best, give it your all. You give it your all. You did your best. But like, from what she has said, this don't seem like a good reason. But the way he was not accommodating just showed his immaturity. He fully functions like a boy who lives with his parents. I agree with you. I need her to like stand on business and really tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Be like, listen, the last 3 times we've had sex has been whack as fuck, and I have tried to tell him that he needs to use a toy, he needs to put more effort in, and he hasn't. So unfortunately, I get it. I still love you though, but if next 17 times we have sex, I better be hanging from the rafters. Okay? I better sleep immediately or I'm out. Like, you can have those hard lines. And then I thought to myself, she said this in front of 8 people whom she'd been crying to for the last hour. And then as soon as she said, I think I've fallen out of love with you, if I were Matthew, I'd have been like, can we cut the cameras? Darling, I think we should talk in the back. Like, I would pull her aside and be like, we need to have a real conversation. I can't have these hot ass lights on me, nor these 17 people staring at me while you tell me you don't love me anymore. Over what? Over what? Also, did he fill out paperwork? Do they have like the UK's version of a K1 visa going on? Because bitch, you owe me money. You ain't even been here 6 weeks talking about you don't love me anymore. You owe me money. If I were Matthew, I'd be beside myself. I would be beside myself. You owe me money. You know how much I pay for you to get over here? Reimbursement is what I require. I agree. I do think her decision is short-sighted, but when these 90-day people move to another country, they rarely think about the day-to-day challenges. They think lovey-dovey will carry them. It hasn't been enough. Dedria, I forgot about Hazel. Where's Gato's ass? Gato. There he is. He's in my bathroom making noise. I forgot about Hazel. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm pulling a Gino for sure. I said, you owe me money. You owe me money. You owe me money. You owe me money. Give my money back. Dedria. Oh, bravo. 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 Brava. That was great. I agree. She's missing Hazel. I forgot about Hazel. How long has it been? Girl, I don't think I love you anymore is harsh. Not on national TV. You don't get to come back from that. In fact, 90 Day Fiance is international TV. You don't get to come back from that. You don't love me no more. Man, boy, didn't get on my face. Let me crack my neck real quick. Hold on. Ooh. That is such a great point. That is such a well. Listen, Marshmallow, I'm done. So you're gonna have to come back and. I gotta go. Gotta be back in 20 minutes to talk about 90 Day Fiance or Seeking Sister Wife. Hey, come back. I'm gonna talk about Seeking Sister Wife at 7:30, which is in 23 minutes. Oh, this is Marsha. Is this Marsha? Says they sure did change your name, girl. I don't know who this is. Woo! You ain't never been wrong, Dedra. Thank you for that. She do miss Hazel. That's all it is. You just miss Hazel. That's what Matthew needs to say. Darling, I think you miss Hazel. So let's put a pin on this conversation until we can get Hazel here, okay? I promise I'll lay the pipe going forward. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I have got to jump off of this because I've got to do some stuff before I join you back in 23 minutes. Come back afterwards. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Girl, Greta got me all upset. Went past my time. She got me upset. All right. Jump in the line. Rock your body on time. Okay.